Hi everyone, Corey here from Tales from a Polk County Girl, and in this episode I'm going to be talking about why having a planner stash of all sorts, not just the planners but the washi tape and all the accessories, it's a good thing when you get an idea in your head. So where did this come from? So last week, backtrack. A year or two ago, I had done a tag. I think it was the Perfect Planner tag, and I believe I borrowed it from Alexis or Miss Trenchcoat from the Strange Charmed YouTube channel. And one of the questions in the tag was, what would be your ideal planner if whatever you said, poof, it appeared right in front of you. And at the time, I had said, well, I would want something like my Mini Flex that was bigger, had bigger rings, and I wanted to be able to have week on 2 pages inserts, as well as have my brain dump notebook and all that. And so it's been about a year or two since I did that. Crap, I left that over there. Hold on. Pause, please. And we're back with the shaky camera. Okay, so what I didn't realize at the time was I had the ability to make my perfect planner. For those of you that have watched my passion planner videos, I do still have that one, and I am using it. It's just staying home now. This one is more of a more portable one because lugging around that 3-inch binder, or that 3-ring binder, was getting old. So, if some of you may remember this from my DIY mini flex video, I call it my franken-flex because this thing is made up of anything and everything you could think of. What it originally was is, this isn't the original cover. This is the original cover. I just Velcro dotted a different cover on it so I could change that out whenever I wanted. But I took a 5-subject flex binder that had the larger rings. These are probably 2.5-inch rings. And I cut it down. I measured a real mini flex or a Mead Organize Her Shopping Companion. Measured all that and then cut a full-size flex binder down to size. And then I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with it at the time because I've made this thing a while ago. And at the time, I had a bunch of other smaller, the original shopping companions on the go in my collection, but I wasn't using the inserts that they came with. I essentially just used this as a storage binder. Well, I got it in my head one day that, I really love my mini flex, but I just wish it had bigger rings. And I'm looking at my shelf, my planner, where all my planners are. If you're interested in seeing that collection, there is a video on that, and I will link to it below. And I saw this thing. I'm like, Corey, you're an idiot. You've had what you wanted the whole time. So I took all of the guts out from all the other mini flexes. I actually ended up putting them back together properly and sold them used on Amazon. Full disclosure, I do sell the pink ones on Amazon. My Amazon handle is CBC Products. So full disclosure, if you buy one, there's a possibility you're buying one from me. And before I even thought about putting the planner back in it, it became my brain dump notebook, or as I call it, my notebook of hell, because anything, I put my shopping list and my coupons in the back. Knitting podcast notes have a section. The master to-do list and all my other to-dos and categorized to-do lists have a section. I've got a dashboard in the front where I just have lots of different Post-its. Show this off like that, so I can make notes wherever I want. That's what this was to me. So I've been using the Passion Planner for 4 months now. So beginning of May, I was starting to get tired of lugging it around back and forth. It happens. I still like using it. I like that it's pushing me to work towards my goals. I'm just going to utilize it a little differently right now. So I love the vertical week on 2 pages. How was I going to make that work? And I just started looking at the different types of planner inserts that were available on Etsy and what were pre-done things that I could get off like Amazon or from Staples. And then I kept coming across the Bloom's vertical week on 2 page inserts, which I had used before. And I did like using them. I really did. So I keep rubbing my arm because I weeded the yard yesterday and got bit by some fire ants, so the bites are itching. Side note, so Tuesday at work, I'm mulling all this stuff over while I'm finishing up for the day before I go home and get ready to pack because I left Wednesday for a conference. I'm like, I wonder if I still have the old Bloom's inserts that I used to use. Because I didn't use up the whole, I didn't use them up. And I know I kept some of them and punched them to try to use as paper in here. And I'll show you why in a second. I can explain that better with my handy dandy visual aids that are right down there. So I went home, dug through my photo boxes. I use photo boxes to organize my all my planner accessories, and I came across the inserts. So I pulled a couple out, and this is what they looked like before I essentially put them back together and made them useful for me. This is what the Bloom's vertical week on 2 pages looks like. It goes from 8 to 8 with an open rectangle at the top and at the bottom, and it has a daily list. And yes, the dates on here are March 9th to 15th, 2015. You'll see why I'm thankful for my planner goodie stash. Now these come with the 7 holes. There you go. That go in a Daytimer or franken-Covey classic or desk size binder. And if you notice, there's a hole there, there's a hole there, because on the backs of the week of these pages are just lined. It's a line checklist. And yes, I have counted. There are 45 lines on each side. So, if I wanted to write myself a 90-item task list every week, this is perfect. But I'll show you what I'll have done. So, my biggest issue was when I punched these, when I made these holes, it was the intent that they would go in my binder like this, because those holes match up. So I could just use this to make notes on, to scribble on, whatever. But I never did. None of these holes line up with these rings. It is annoying. Seriously, why can't this be standardized? So what did I do? What did I do to make this work for me? So this is a plain one, and I'm going to show you one that I have taped and stickered and redated. Okay, where's the Monday? All right, so this is what I've done. Yeah, that's right. So what I have done is I've washi taped over the date and then written what the date it's supposed to be is. This one's for the last week in May, And then I've taken some little white stickers and taped over the date, which if you look at here, you'll see that right there. I just had some leftover little white stickers to do that with. I used clear Scotch tape. For right now, I do like the color scheme of the Blooms inserts. They're very floral, very feminine, very pretty. And I didn't want to cover that up with washi tape that did not match. So that's what I've done right now. And then I re-punched it with the 3-hole punch using the top and middle punches. And then just to secure those, I got the hole reinforcers and just put them on both sides. These ones happen to be color coordinated. They're not all color coordinated. Some I think have, my color thingies have 4 colors. I've got orange, green, pink, and yellow. These just kind of happen to be coordinated. And then the little holes where I punched here and here, I just put little stickers to cover up the holes. And yes, they're Lisa Frank stickers because Lisa Frank is awesome sauce. So, and these fit perfectly into my mini flex. Now, if you'll notice on this page, this is the beginning of the week, so this will be the front page. I have divided this 45 lines into sets of 9 lines. That way I can have 5 categorized to-do lists. And I was doing that. I did do that this past week, and I'm just going to open up my my current week to show you what's going on. This is what it looked like. And I'm going to keep that. I like having, you know, knitting, writing, house stuff, work stuff. This one is other. And while I did set that up for this coming week, I also drew a line and wrote good stuff. Because that is the one thing I do like about the Passion Planner, is that it does have a space to write down the good things that happened that week. And I wanted to retain that. If that way, in case I forgot to put it in the Passion Planner, because the Passion Planner is at home, I can at least put it here and then transfer it. As you can see, I already have my work stuff that I need to do, because I've been gone for a few days, and I wonder how many email I'm going to have. On the back of the week, with the other weekly list, I like making a weekend to-do list, and that's what I did. These are the stickers covering up those other holes. I haven't crossed off everything on this because, well, I'm right in the middle of doing some of the things, and I forgot to cross. I made blueberry muffins this morning for breakfast. Haven't crossed that off yet. But I like making one big list for the weekend that I just work on all week. And let me just show you how it looks like when it's filled out. This is what Monday looked like. I'm still using my color coding scheme. Now the difference between this setup and the Passion Planner, mainly other than size, because yes, the Passion Planner does come in a compact size that would fit this. But I have printed off the compact Passion Planner PDF. I printed off a few pages of it to play with it, and the columns are too small for me. And you want to know why? It's because they have, actually let me flip to it. I can show you, because it's in the back of this planner. Whenever I get it in my head, oh, I want to go to the compact size, all I do is I flip to the PDF print off, and I go scribble on it, I look at it, I love that Saturday and Sunday have their own columns. I really do. Because not a lot of planners have that. But it's too tight for me. As well as having this column right here be that way. So the blooms inserts give me that vertical column that I want. But, actually no, I can show you with this one. But the columns are wider, which is great because that means I can use my Coletto 0.5 millimeter pen. This is what the weekend looks like. It's your typical Saturday, Sunday, double decked, which is fine by me. Especially since I have this back page where I can make a full weekend list. Yeah, and at the bottom it's got daily tasks. That's where I write things like check the peach tree, water our container garden. Our peach tree is doing very well. We've gotten 5 peaches off of it so far. We've lost a few, but we've gotten 5 that we've eaten off, which is awesome. Tangent. So I couldn't have been able to experiment with this if I hadn't been the planner addict, stationery hoarder that I am. I know most people after a couple of years, or even after the end of the year would go, 2015 inserts, what am I going to do with these? I'm never, ooh, excuse me. I'm never going to use these again. I'll recycle them. No, I kept them thinking that I would just flip them over, punch them, and use that as lined paper in my notebook. But I didn't. And that's okay because right now it's allowing me to experiment with a smaller size, especially since I need a break from the big Passion Planner right now. But like I said, the Passion Planner isn't going away. It's just going to stay home. And I know I'm not the only one that does that. So, has anybody else ever, kept outdated diary inserts? I say diary inserts. I've been listening to Steve and Corrine too much. Any outdated planner inserts that you have then repurposed for whatever reason. I'd love to hear about it. Please let me know in the comments. I will link the two videos that I talked about. Hopefully I won't forget as soon as I hit the stop button. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss more planner related and whatever else is floating through my head videos. Okay, I'll talk to you all later.